Hello, Brad here, just to say we're super proud that the Friday 5pm podcast is sponsored by the Malt Miller, the UK's best home brew store.
We use the Malt Miller for all of our homebrew experiments, as well as tapping them up for advice and binging on their awesome YouTube channel all the time.
That's why whenever we release a homebrew video, we put a recipe kit live on the Malt Miller, so you can brew with the exact same amazing ingredients that we did. The same ingredients used by pro brewers.
So alongside the Malt Miller's nitro-flushed hops, cold-stored yeast and milled-to-order malts, you can pick up recipe kits for our 5 Points Best Bitter, Russian River West Coast IPA, and now the fastest beer in the world, a hazy session IPA that goes from grain to glass in less than 48 hours.
Sign up to their newsletter at tinyurl.com/Malt Miller to get 5% off your first order. With the Malt Miller's amazing customer service and Johnny's 48-hour recipe, you could order the ingredients on a Monday and be drinking the beer by the weekend.
Speaking of which, it's Friday.
It's 5pm.
So enjoy this week's Friday 5pm podcast. It's done, Bradley. It's out of our lives. Nearly.
What, the channel? Oh, the documentary. Yes,
the documentary.
I mean, bloody hell! It feels like we've had a video baby. It was maybe a big video baby.
Yeah, and it was a bit of an accident as well.
Yeah, an accident and a hard birth as well.
Yeah, so it wasn't quite 9 months. I think it was. Well, we had the idea, like we said, I think on the live show. Asahi approached us after we did the work with Fuller's, and so it's been sort of gestating, if you will. But it was about February, March time that everything got signed off, and we went ahead with it. So it's about 7 months of not really thinking about a lot else other than how to make English IPA cool again.
Yeah, man, we did a 7 stretch, hard labour, hard graft, but I think it was all worth it in the end. Hopefully, we're reinventing, we're reinvigorating Johnny, we're re-energizing. What other sort of Tory kind of words could we throw in the mix?
I have a list of these words because when I was trying to come up, when we were coming up with the pitch and when I was also coming up with the title for the video, like reinvigorate, reinvent, revitalize, like reinterpret, just lots of re's going on to work out which one was the right one. We went with reinvent.
We should have gone for the rewind, maybe rewind.
Well, it's not just a rewind, it's also a fast forward, isn't it? Going back to go forwards as your line is in the first 2 minutes.
That's it.
If anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, we released a feature-length, a 93-minute documentary this week, all about English IPA and our reinterpretation of it to A, make it cool again because we think it's a great, lovely, balanced style, and B, because nobody drinks it and our hop farms are dying in the UK. So that's what we did this week. If you haven't watched it, there's a link below. This isn't a video. Link in the podcast description for you to watch that. And there is a live Q&A that we did afterwards on Wednesday, which was great fun. by the end, because I was quite tired and also quite drunk, all the comments were like, this feels like a Friday 5pm. The irony being, we're never drunk during Friday 5pm.
No, we're not. Yeah, it did feel a bit like a Friday 5pm. I kind of miss doing the live shows. I think they're good fun. So hopefully we're going to get some more live drink-alongs in before Crimbo.
Yeah, I had the idea this week because I've got too many bottles of beer of doing like a live taste along maybe once a month to help drink my stash dry, which could be good fun. And then, we should start doing the brewery interviews and live shows again because they're enormous fun. They're very interactive, but this documentary plus running a YouTube channel plus both having side gigs meant that the live shows were the sacrifice. And
that's it. Had to give somewhere.
Yeah. But we will get back to it. Because they're a lot of fun. Apologies for that. But that was our first live show, I think, since about, maybe February or March, I think, which is terrifying. Because that was a bit of our bread and butter, but we'll get back to that. But so the documentary came out. How was it for you, Bradley? Because I really enjoyed watching it for the first time, like being able to sit back and not knowing I couldn't change it anymore.
So you didn't bother taking any notes like you've been doing every time we've been watching it previous? There's no point, right, when it's live. There's no point taking notes.
Yeah, they'd have just been notes that sat on my laptop and just annoyed me every time I looked at them.
Yeah.
Because you can't edit YouTube videos still. You can take stuff
No.
out, but you can't add it in, which I guess is there so that you can't get a viral video and then insert some racism or something. So that
put
millions of people
some
see it.
casual sort of Nazi
Yeah.
shit in it or something.
Just like, here's a recipe for donuts. Also, I'm a racist.
Yeah. It's good that you can't edit them. It's terrifying, but also good.
Yeah, I can't remember what video it is. It was a big video for us, and I managed to leave. So when I'm editing, I make little notes, and those little notes sit. If anybody's ever edited videos, you have sort of essentially layers of footage, and so the notes always sit underneath the layers, so you never see the notes. And one time, just one of them ended up on top by accident, and I published that video, but I can't remember what the video is, and it says something like "insert VO here" or something. But we're professionals. We're professionals now.
Well, dude, some of the comments we got on this video, like saying we're better than telly, basically.
Better than telly. Come on.
Better than telly.
There's a
mate.
t-shirt slogan.
Better than telly. No, I think it was amazing to sit at home watch it. I watched it on my big TV, streaming it.
Did you stream it in 4K?
Brilliant. I have no idea. My TV is an Ultra HD, like pretty new whiz bang telly that I bought. I bought it off a guy. Have I said this story before?
I think you've told this story. Yeah.
Yeah, he was moving to the Cayman Islands, so I went round to his massive house to buy this TV second hand off him for like £200. It's like a £1,500 telly, and he was like, "You got a bargain there, mate." I said, "I know."
Well,
anyway,
my telly's 4K, but I have very fast internet. But just on Wednesday night, it decided to conk out, so we watched it all in, I reckon, 720, which was very dispiriting.
Oh dear. Dear. Well, it looked great. We looked great. You could see the sort of blackheads and pores in our skin and the blemishes. This is the thing about 4K. It's terrifying. You see everything, right?
Yeah, I mean, we were quite drunk the night before we filmed in Burton, and I think you can sort of see. Well, there's a lot of we're gingerly sipping on our bass because we're really not feeling it, and it was the last day of the road trip as well. So I wonder, 4K I think reveals some slightly tired, increasingly old beer vloggers.
Damn. Yeah, I found it incredibly enjoyable. I sat at home watching it on my own. My girlfriend actually went out for the evening because the live show. Because I did it in the front room, because I don't have a Brudio. She went out so I could have the front room. But yeah, it was great, man. It was great. I thought it was brilliant. All the interaction with everyone throughout was amazing. Everyone who watched along live. We had Tenchman. Shout out to Tenchman from Oz.
Shout out to the Tenchman who sent us an email afterwards. The photos of his home brewing setup. Oh my god,
dude. Incredible. I don't know if we probably can't share them because data protection and shit. But Tenchman, your home brewery setup is incredible. Sorry,
his home bar. Yeah, like he's got 3 cask lines, and that was inspired by our car. He moved to Australia and he said he really missed cask line, and then he watched our video about brewing cask at home, and now has 3 cask lines in a proper bar setup. He's got a swimming pool in the background. He's got it all figured out.
Amazing looking swimming pool. Yeah. I liked his parasol as well that he had. I was like, that is proper like holiday vibes. You're sitting, you're sort of like going through some doorway, almost like Goodnight Sweetheart or something like that, into a different era or a different time zone. As he walks from his sort of tropical, George Michael-esque swimming pool setup and goes inside to a dark mahogany old school boozer, like a real old man pub. Amazing. Yeah. So great.
This was just a guy in the comments, by the way, who got in touch. It was it started off with Brad getting excited about fish, and now it spiraled into this man has the best home bar we've ever seen.
He started I think when he joined he said it's like 4:00 in the morning, so probably won't stay that long. And then he watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then he watched, I think, the whole of the live show. I was like, and then towards the end of the live show, he said, "Right, I've got to go, guys, because I've got to get some breakfast." And I was like, what the fuck is going on with Tenchman? Crazy. Great effort. We had lots of people that were just, wonderful, saying that they were all over the world watching it at wacky times. So I do really we both really appreciate when people do that. I think it's amazing.
It was wonderful. And yeah, so ever since that live show and since we did a premiere so people could comment along live, and we've had lots of lovely comments coming in since on the documentary. We've had some people, some boring goddamn people who were like, oh, it was good until 70 minutes when the woke shit started. So screw those people. But otherwise, everyone has been amazing. I wanted to pick out a comment from James Field who said, unbelievable, you guys basically started as beer lovers with the homebrew kit and now knocking out professional TV quality documentaries.
Boom.
Which is very kind to what we produced. I think, I can still see things I'd like to change about it, and we'd love to one day make professional TV quality documentaries on the telly, but I'm pretty proud of what we did. We came close, I reckon. So thank you, James.
Mate, I mean... Yeah, you did an incredible job on the edit. It was amazing to work with like a professional cameraman on this as well. Mm-hmm. Shout out Tom.
Tom Reeder also has a YouTube channel called TreaderTube, which is very worth checking out. He's like an action adventure man. He's like a beautiful Jesus action man, isn't he? He's been on like Ninja Warrior UK. He has, yeah.
And he's like a mountain climber, cameraman, works with like celebrities and stuff.
But he does have a very silly hat for sunny days, as we learned in the multi.
Yeah. He's got like a sort of what would you describe that as? Almost like a fisherman's sort of hat.
It's those silly hats that have like the drape at the back to protect the back of your neck.
It's like
I'd probably say that sunburn's better than wearing one of those.
I know, right? I think I could see that as a high fashion look, but maybe not the way Tom was rocking it that day.
I hope Tom's not listening. While we're on the topic of fashion, I think the very first time I got a fashion shout out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I missed that comment. Go on then. What's the comment?
Somebody just said Johnny's sunglasses are fire emoji.
I thought they were... Okay. I thought someone said my sunglasses and shirt. But it was you.
Somebody also said that as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So we're becoming style icons.
Well, obviously... That was the plan all along.
Just get that sweet free fashion stuff.
Yeah.
I remember when we worked for Jamie, he used to get all kinds of like, I think it was Superdry would just send him shirts. You're like, why is it that the rich people get the freebies? You know, give it to the struggling YouTubers. Maybe not Superdry.
Superdry, Johnny. Nobody wants Superdry.
No, I want. Well, obviously Carhartt, Dickies, all the craft beer cliches. Yeah.
All of the stuff that's like if you're going to work really hard in the outdoors.
Yeah, because we obviously do. We don't just
job.
Sit at our laptops and edit stuff
exactly.
for 6 months. We might wear out a hole in the butt.
You've got a pair of are they chinos? That's a bit harsh calling them chinos. They're like tan coloured jeans, right? With your hole.
No, they're chinos. Yeah.
Oh, they are chinos. Okay,
yeah.
I didn't want to like out you as wearing chinos. I wear chinos sometimes.
Chinos are cool again now, right? It's so long as you don't put it with a pink polo shirt, you can make it work.
Oh, I do that. Okay, like Carlton from Fresh Prince.
Yeah,
that's what.
I think he's cool now. Is that normcore? I don't really know.
I don't think he's normcore. I think he's Carlton core. I don't know what he is. He's a law unto himself.
Preppy. Is that preppy?
Yeah,
preppy fashion.
You know, he's like an amazing breakdancer and stuff. Where he was back in the day when he
dines off of that now. I think you can get him on that website where you can go and people will give you shout outs.
Oh, really? What is that called? I can't remember what that's called. I know what you mean.
They approached us.
Birthday messages and stuff.
Yeah, they approached us and said, do you want to sign up and do shout outs for people? I was like, I think you're overestimating us and underestimating our audience there. Although during lockdown I did a couple for people because people had zero else going on in their lives, so people asked for like birthday shout outs and stuff, so I did a couple of those in my shitty London flat for people.
Wow. Where was my invite, Johnny? Well, they didn't ask for Brad, they just asked for Johnny's show.
I don't know what to say. I think that's
awkward.
Yeah, I shouldn't have brought that up. I'll edit it out, and when the craft beer channel breaks up we'll just say creative differences.
Yeah. Fuck those guys. That's all I've got to say. I'm pretty good at wishing birthday wishes too.
I've always thought that of you. I've always thought there's a man who knows how to wish a happy birthday.
Yeah. Especially if I'm getting paid to do it. That'd be great.
Oh no, I wasn't getting paid.
Oh, okay.
Cool. I wasn't getting paid. No. Whoa. Okay, I can see why you're upset now. No money changed hands. It was purely favours.
Yeah. Favors. What kind of favors you get?
No, I was doing them a favor. Don't take that down a route we don't need to go down. No other favors were exchanged.
Was this chat roulette, Johnny? What's going on here? I know it got pretty dull in the lockdown, but
really did.
Yeah.
Did you have some comments?
Talking of fashion, mate, being fashion icons. Rob Coleridge said,
"Is this going to be the lab
I think
coat?
This is the most liked comment in all the comments. The first shot of Brad wearing the lab coat next to the scientist is absolute gold." That got a good reaction, didn't it? It's weird because I thought it was pretty normal behaviour to wear Jesus sandals.
Definitely wasn't normal behaviour. Like when we were there filming, I was like, Brad is dressed entirely inappropriately to be in a laboratory with his his hairy feet out. But I didn't think that would come across in the documentary. I just thought that people were just sort of nothing it. But yeah, when we did our live premiere, which we did at Meantime just over a week ago, it got a raucous laugh, just that shot of you. Because it also looks like you're wearing nothing underneath, Bradley.
I know. It's very alluring, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the opposite of aggressively unbuttoned. You were exposed at the other end.
People said that you look like a pope / a Bond villain in your lab coat. What do you make of that?
I definitely get the Bond villain, and then there is a moment where I sort of look like I'm taking Carmen's confession. Like there's a pose I have. I don't know what it is, what I'm doing. I think I'm talking to a smart person, and I don't quite know how to hold myself. I'm used to talking to idiots.
That's harsh.
We're talking to a scientist. I was a bit out of my element, so I ended up basically with my hands clasped together, like I was, in prayer or something. In that ridiculous lab. Also, I think they stitched me up with a lab coat because none of yours, like mine, had to button up to the top. Whereas everyone else, I think, had collars on theirs. Whereas mine was like that weird, dog's collar kind of thing.
You had the Dr. Evil vibes going on for sure.
Yeah. So not our finest hours fashion-wise in the NCYC, but I'm glad it got a laugh.
1 million strains of yeast. 1 million strains of yeast.
Have you got the pinky out? Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Any other comments?
Daniel Millington, Unreal Boys. This channel is simply one of the most important things to happen to beer drinking.
Oh my god.
Microphone drop.
So most important things to happen to beer drinking.
Beer drinking. Yeah, man. I know, right? Yeah.
I agree.
I know, me too. It's certainly helped me drink more beer, that's for sure.
If that's what he's implying, then definitely that.
One of the most important things that's happened to my beer drinking. That is 100% accurate, Daniel. What a nice compliment, eh?
I mean, it's definitely brilliant. Sort of a turn we've taken to try and have some kind of positive impact, because I think, that's the criticism of, I wouldn't regard us as influencers, but that's the criticism of influencers or content creators or whatever you want to call them, is that you feed off of the industry you're in and you don't actually really improve it in any other way. It's just sort of extracting value. And we've, the last sort of year or so, been really keen, particularly with the pandemic, which caused so many issues and hurt so many people and killed so many businesses. We wanted to do something that would really help. And that was what Keep Cask Alive was about, and now what this is about with the British Hop Harvest. So yeah, I mean, hopefully what we're doing is important, but we'll see what the impact is going to be, both with the cask thing and with this. But I mean, so I haven't picked out a specific comment, but lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of homebrewers are asking about getting the recipe of the beer, getting inspired to use English hops, getting inspired to brew English IPAs, and that's super exciting. And that shows that hopefully we have sort of touched a nerve in a good way, and people are excited about it. And I'm very happy to say that actually we are launching a homebrew competition off the back of this documentary. We're running it with Malt Miller and Meantime and Charles Farram have got involved. So the plan is we're launching it at BrewCon next week, which is the UK's homebrew festival. I'm giving the keynote speech on the Saturday. If people want to come down, it's great. Like, even if you're not into homebrew, it's fascinating because you'll hear talks from great brewers, and it's in a brewery. It's in two breweries, Wildcard and Hackney Brewery. So it's just basically a beer festival with a load of stands where you can talk about homebrew. So come down, even if you're not a homebrewer, if you're thinking of getting into it. But we're launching it there. We've got a stand. We'll be selling merch and launching this homebrew competition. So the competition is to brew a modern British IPA. So not only we want an all 100% English ingredients IPA that uses Olicana hops. So Charles Farmer provided the hops, and you can buy that pack from Malt Miller. There'll be a link in the descriptions. And when you buy it, that's how you enter. That's how you get your entry number. And yeah, we just want the best modern British IPA, and one that speaks to the future of British hop farming. So there's about 150 spaces, I think, and we'll be judging it start of December. So yeah, click the link in the description box if you're a home brewer.
Yeah, man, that's super cool. I think this is the thing, right? If you've got a platform, you're saying about the campaigning stuff that we're trying to do. It's almost your responsibility, I think, to shout about the things you love, especially if they're in danger of going asunder. So I want to see more beer tubers and people on Instagram and whatever else championing, local stuff, things that don't need to travel around the world, and things that help our kind of local businesses and communities on a sort of wider level.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. But I mean, also on the flip side as well, you also, if you have a platform, you have a responsibility to be not just be like a hype guy, right? Like we get criticized quite a lot because we critique breweries or we're rude about certain beers, and people are like, you shouldn't be tearing down small businesses. You should be supporting them. Like, no, that's not quite right, because if we're just excusing bad behavior by our industry, then we're not going to help the industry. So it's definitely important for us to A, have this campaigning stuff, and B, not to stand for any shit that our industry does. So there's a lot of responsibility that comes with the platform, and not everybody is good at utilizing it or wants to utilize it, and that's a real shame. So hopefully it comes across that we're making a difference in the right way.
Amen.
And screw those woke people again. Anti-woke people. Sorry, blimey, don't screw the woke.
Yeah, screw those woke people that are perfectly reasonable and want people to be treated fairly and all the rest of it. Yeah, screw that, eh?
No, screw the ones that come into the comments and think that I'm actually going to debate them, because they're boring as hell.
Yeah. I had a comment from Hardy Yards Brewers, which I quite like. He said, it's quite long. He says, "Well done, lads. This is quite a long video. I intended to watch it over a couple of sessions, but it was so good, I watched it all at once. Watching the research into the malt, hops, yeast, and water makes me think just how much beer has impacted history. And let's not forget the fifth and most important ingredient, people."
That was a nice comment. I enjoyed that one too.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's
all of this is nothing if people aren't enjoying it and meeting each other and interacting.
Exactly.
That's what beer's all about.
It's passion, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's all
and it's whether you're being an absolute goddamn nerd about it and on Untapped and doing bottle shares with your friends, or whether you're just going out for a pint. It's all about the people that get brought together by it, and
it's beautiful.
That's certainly what sustained us. We couldn't do what some YouTubers do, which is still just review beer in their kitchens. Like, we'd have got bored a long time ago doing that. And it is about interviewing people and seeing the world. That's what excites us about beer. It's a great lens to see the world.
100%, mate. That's what it's about. It's getting out there and sharing these experiences with people, and shining a light on the great things that are going on local to us, further afield, wherever the good stuff is. We'll try and get there.
Exactly. Yeah. Cool. Well, so the other thing I need to apologise for is to say that last week we missed an upload. I don't think we did. We apologise for that or even reference it?
No, we didn't.
I don't think we did. So apologies for that. We did miss an upload. We didn't talk about it in the podcast, but we should be back on track now. We're going to carry on with our German beer season, so we've got lots of Oktoberfest content coming your way, which we'll be filming and editing over the next couple of weeks. So yeah, we've got that homebrew competition. We're going to keep that legacy going, and hopefully we're going to be doing lots more British content and getting back into Keep Cask Alive in early 2023, we believe. So we're going to keep that campaign stuff going, but for a couple of weeks, it's going to be all about drinking delicious lager and having a lot of fun with it. So we've got some exciting, hopefully entertaining episodes coming your way from the Brewdio, all about wonderful German beer culture, which is probably, if any culture is about the people, it's definitely German beer culture, with the beer gardens, the session beers, the beautiful old school pubs, the Stammtisch tables, which are locals tables where people have their spot and probably their mug, their stein or their mass. So So we're going to be digging into that for the next couple of weeks. Sadly, not going to Germany, but maybe one day. Maybe one day.
It's my 40th birthday next week, Johnny.
It is your 40th birthday.
We were talking about filming on my birthday, but you said no, I had to spend it with my girlfriend. So I was like, okay.
You make that sound like you didn't want
then. Okay, then I will.
So instead, we're filming the day before and giving you a hangover for your 40th.
Before. Yeah, exactly. Which is, I think that's not a bad way to ring in 4 decades on this planet. I think that's all right. So I'm looking forward to
drinking the 6 real Oktoberfest beers in one sitting.
It's fucking brilliant. What a great way to spend the day before my birthday. I've never drunk those beers, so I've never been to Oktoberfest. This is a shocking revelation. I've never been to Oktoberfest, and
hey, well,
not over there. Obviously,
with the new book I'm working on, I've got to go, so I'll take you. 2023,
right?
Craft beer. Maybe the Brad bus or the Johnny Jet will get us there.
Jet boat.
Bring some people with us. I should say that if you want to drink the 6 official Oktoberfest beers, you do have to go to multiple retailers. But I got the hardest one to get. They're all pretty easy to get except for the Augustina one, and I got it from the Rainville Superstore, which is
say it one more time.
The Rainville Superstore.
Rainville Superstore.
Yeah,
sounds like it's in America. It's a very American name.
No, I think it's in possibly Birmingham. Possibly Manchester. It's bad that I don't know. It's mail order.
The guy rang you up, didn't he? While I was in the room, he definitely wasn't an American. So
no, very much not
from America.
So I managed to get hold of that. So if you want to get the Oktoberfest from Augustina, then that's where you got to go. And a couple of other places have it. I think maybe Beers of Europe had it, but it's possibly my favourite. It's that or the Hackashaw one are absolutely amazing. So it's worth tracking down. And if you get it in time, you can drink along when you watch the video. Not this Wednesday, the Wednesday after. So that might be fun. In fact, I recommend that. Yeah, see if you can track down all 6 and you can drink along with us.
Is the Hackashaw one a Marzen one?
So this is super confusing. I need to sort out this before we film it because I thought that Hackashaw had an Oktoberfest and a Märzen. Maybe they've only got the Märzen in bottle, and in keg you can get like the Fest beer version.
I drank the Märzen recently. I thought it was tasting well good.
Yeah, how dark was the Märzen?
It was quite dark from memory. Well, I say quite dark. It was like. How dark was it? Yeah, it was quite dark. It was quite dark from memory, Johnny.
Okay, so maybe that... Because basically, I mean, we'll explain this all in the video, but the Oktoberfest used to serve Märzens, and then in like the 60s, 70s, it switched over to Fest beers, which basically they made the beers a bit paler, a bit crisper, a bit drier, so that they were more drinkable. And that's become the Fest beer of all the 6 breweries now. But I think Hackashaw still brew the original. But I think they might have named them weirdly, and maybe the Märzen's the paler one. I can't remember. We'll work it out. We'll tell you in the video. We'll get it right. This is the effort that goes into these videos. Stuff we Google stuff in advance.
Googling happens.
Googling does happen, and obviously reading books and other stuff. But yeah, it's not. We don't just get drunk on camera. I promise. Right, well, that's all we've got time for this week. I really hope you enjoyed the documentary. If you haven't watched it, it is an hour and a half long, so pick your moment. Or you can try and watch it in chunks, but as the comment that Brad read out showed, it's hard to do because it's so entertaining and the most important thing that's happened to beer drinking ever.
And better than TV, better than telly.
And please, if you do watch it, drop us a comment because we'd love to hear your views, and give it a like as well, because getting the YouTube algorithm to pick up a 90-minute video is tricky. So yeah, enjoy the documentary. Thanks to everybody that's given us lovely comments. We'll see you next week for some Oktoberfest deliciousness and lots more fun stuff to come after what has been 6 months of serious chat. And please do enter the homebrew competition, link below. Alrighty, love and beer. The Bubble and Friday 5pm podcasts are brought to you by the nerds behind YouTube's craft beer channel. You can watch over 400 mini documentaries at youtube.com/the craft beer channel, and if you love what we do, support us via Patreon and get access to merchandise and our amazing Discord forum, a positive and welcoming space for everyone who loves beer, food and homebrewing. Love and beer.